What's good, people? It's your boy, Icarus Gray. And this is Gray Area Anime. Back with another episode of Teach Me Senpai.
Do you always end your music that abruptly? No,
not always. Fade? I just like it.
Okay, all right.
I try to switch it up every now and again. Keep them on their toes.
Okay. I'm on my tippity tips.
Because, I just try to vary it so that way there's not like this thing. I want it to be very anime-like. I just want it to be as random as possible sometimes.
I like it.
But we're back. Teach Me Senpai. The voice you hear in the background is the one, the only BibleStudyGirl.
Hello.
And don't be confused. The executive producer that produces it is normally my cohort is still here. I haven't fired her or anything like that. She's just in a state of perpetual mute. She's not. She's
working hard.
You murdered me. Yeah. Well, no, you're talking, so apparently I didn't.
She's working hard, guys.
So I wanted to work with my other partner in crime, the BibleStudyGirl, and we've been watching Ascendance.
The BibleStudyGirl?
Yeah, the BibleStudyGirl.
Okay.
And we've been doing or watching Ascendance of a Bookworm together, which is something I have not watched, which is allowing me to be a better teacher because I'm learning with my student and we're having a lot of fun.
We are having a grand old time. I tell you, this series is just digging up lots of great conversation, lots of great questions.
Oh, and I just not realized, like, y'all hear her every Saturday currently.
Yes.
So y'all know she's still here.
At me?
No. The executive producer.
The executive producer of your podcast. I'm like, I hope you guys hear me every Saturday at the BibleStudyGirl podcast, but you may not. It's on all streaming platforms. Not really, just Google, iTunes, and Spotify, but that's enough.
If you ain't got one of those three, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Yeah. To be honest. Okay.
So, yeah. So they do get to hear Prima Diva every Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm just a placekeeper.
But yeah. So we're here. Episode 3. Yeah. What's the placeholder is what you're trying to say.
Placeholder. Thank you. My brain, I'm tired. I'm running on fumes. Chapter 3 is the events of winter.
Which is again more of realizing how primitive this world is.
Correct. Mine is in a very, very different world. When winter starts in her new world, her new city, everything is shut down. Everything.
It's like one of those places that actually gets snow. Like, this is not something I would know about because winters are hit or miss.
Right.
For us.
We don't really get.
Like, we haven't had a real winter where we're home for a couple days.
Did it snow this year?
No.
I don't think so. I don't remember snow.
No. It didn't even get like
cold.
Supremely cold. It got like cold like once, twice, 4 or 5 times, something like that. But this is that blizzard type. You're in the house for a while, like you have to change your duties. You're not doing all the things that you used to do. People are kind of struggling and trying to figure out how to make it through. And they're just getting by on what it is that they have and things that they can get.
She comes to the realization that they're like bears. They do their work in the summer and the fall so that they can survive the winter.
Mm-hmm. People still have their jobs that they have to do, but it's way primitive. So Turi and her dad, they go out and pick this fruit that only grows in the winter. And for whatever reason, like if they don't pick it by a certain time,
they have to pick it early in the morning
because otherwise it
just disappears.
It jumps off it's weird. I don't understand that right now.
I know. It jumps off the tree.
Hopefully they explain this later, but it is crazy, folks. But
Can we talk about how they are you going to talk about how they harvest this?
Yeah, we'll get there. But so the first thing she realizes when she gets up, well, no, this happens first, I think.
Yes, it does.
So
all of this happens before.
Okay. So here's how they harvest it. They climb up a frozen tree.
Solid ice block
tree. The fruits are there. Now, most of us would say, is there some equipment that they use to get this frozen fruit or non-frozen fruit off this frozen tree? Yes, there is equipment. Their bare hands.
You have to use your bare hands
to warm the branch up.
Just to warm the branch.
So you can break it.
Yeah, I don't.
It makes no sense.
Makes none.
And this is why I was like, oh yeah, this is mad primitive. Like they don't even have why would you not just cut it down?
It makes no sense.
Why would you not just pick the fruit?
But her dad is down below saying, are you okay? Everything all right up there,
because her hands were red and mine noticed. And she's like, Turi, like, why are your hands so red? Well, the only way to do this is to, do it this way.
Can we talk about the fact that Turi's 7?
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that. Mine is 5.
Oh,
Turi's
well,
7.
we're going to get there because the things happen in this episode.
Okay. Right.
Again, more primitive things to where you're like, wait, what? Like, I would never thought about this.
They send the 7-year-old up the tree to get the fruit.
Yeah.
And remember, we talked about they work in the summer and the fall and the spring so that they'll be able to survive the winter. And their winters are harsh. I'll let you finish what you were going to say about the fruit.
So she gets back and she's like, what is that? It's a paru or paru.
Paru.
Paru. Not paru, not to be confused with. Anyway.
Come on.
But yeah, it's a fruit. And so like the strangest thing about it is they have this knife and what they do is she takes a bowl. She's like, hold the bowl for me. Mine. She pokes it and juice comes out.
Right.
Or milk, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because mine tastes it and she's like, this is like coconut milk.
Yeah, she asked mine if she wants to taste it and she's like, well, okay.
This tastes like coconut milk. Then she's telling her, well, yeah, we get the juice out of it. Then we take the pulp and the rind or something. There's 3 parts of it.
They take the pulp and it's bird food.
Yeah, they make it like bird food, and she's sitting there looking at it, and she tastes it, and she's like, I have no idea why you guys don't just eat this.
This is delicious.
This is delicious. This is not bird food. Like, you have more food that you could eat kind of thing. So then the boys come over. Why did they come over? Oh, they asked to see if she had some bird seed.
They want the pulp from the pyru fruit. Yeah. They know they've been out there and they come to trade. Like we said, winter is harsh. It's what's her friend's name? Lutz and his brother are the
Faye, I think.
Faye, but they have lots of siblings.
It's 4 of them, and Lutz is the youngest.
Yeah, Lutz is the youngest, so they come to trade because.
So they must be about 6. They're either 6 or 5. Because Lutz is the youngest, so the other 2 brothers are probably somewhere because they're not the same age.
Probably.
Oh no, they're all the same age as
They are. Their ages
Turi.
match. The oldest and the youngest matches the age of Turi and mine. So they're coming to get the pulp for bird seed because they want to feed the birds. Although,
so which she's like, and Lutz then says like, yeah, we're a little hungry. There's 4 of us in there, and we're boys, so our food runs a lot.
Yeah, his stomach is grumbling because she's like,
well, why don't you eat? And she just walks over to him and feeds him some of the birds. Like, that's birds.
Pretty delicious.
It's actually good.
Yeah.
Then she just gets the magic idea that I want to make pancakes.
Because she's a grown woman in a 5-year-old body. What can I do with this juicy coconut milk and this pulp? Make pancakes.
I can make pancakes.
I can make pancakes. And so.
But she's so weak that she can't flip the pancake.
Like Lutz has to flip it for her. And her mom is there monitoring the situation. She's like, I don't know why you came up with this crazy idea.
I don't know what this is. And everybody's just watching like, what is she? And then they finish making like a stack of some pancakes and feed everybody. And everybody's like, this is delicious.
This is the best thing ever. And she calls them paru cakes instead of pancakes.
And Lutz is like, I owe you one.
I'm going to take care of you, girl, because I was hungry.
And you helped me. You helped me out. Yeah. That's what's up. Like, I'm a man who honors his word. After this, she realizes, oh no, I'm out of slate pencils.
She's out of slate pencils, man.
Father. Now, the last time, when they went to see Otto, because it was all three of them that first time, in the last episode, she exclaims over him like I love you, because he's giving her things that allows her to read, all these things. And the dad is like, oh, no. The jealousy goes through the roof.
It does, because that's his little girl.
So when she tells him, hey, I need more slate pencils, can we go see Otto? He's like, no. Like, well, why not? And I forget what he says there.
Because she's sick so often.
He's like, you'll get sick.
Because this is the dead of winter. And she is, the more we watch, the more we see.
Yeah.
Like, clearly. Because at this point, I almost called you by your Bible study name. But Icarus Gray is like, I think the dad is just jealous and doesn't want her to go because he doesn't. I was like, no, I think he's legitimately concerned. It's 50-50. I think he's legitimately concerned about her health. It is a blizzard out there, bro.
Because I forget how she finally gets him to do it.
I'm going to tell you. We just talked about the fruit that they picked. Well, the fruit's still on the tree the next day. So the mom and the sister are going to go. Mine can't stay at home by herself. Yeah, he has to go. So she has to go to work with her dad. He's petty.
So on the way there, he's like, Otto is married.
That was so hilarious.
All he does is talk about his wife. And, he's a really good husband to his wife. And she's like, so he's a good guy?
Yeah, so basically you're telling me he's a good guy.
No. He's like, this is not what I'm telling you.
It is hilarious. She's like, okay, why are you what?
Like what are you telling me? What is this about? So they get there and he basically says like, yo, my wife will be back to pick her up when they're done, doing whatever. If she better not get sick again.
Yeah, because she got sick last time. Remember, she fell out from all that writing.
And so then he leaves. And, they start writing. So he's working on some things, doing some math. And she looks over and she's like, hey, that's not right.
Yeah, your numbers are wrong, bro.
Your numbers are off. And he's
you didn't
know how to do calculations?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
She says, oh, well, my mom taught me numbers.
And literally,
remember,
she only talked to her once.
But listen, this is a grown man at his job, and she's looking over his number, and he's listening to a 5-year-old.
He was like, because at first he was like, and so she went on about her business for a while, and then he said, you know what, I'm gonna move my pride out of the way, because again, he's a good guy, and it's not like he was mad about it, but he was like, can you look over these for me? And make sure that these things are right.
He gives her an abacus, which is his calculator.
But before then, she says, before I do it, I'll only do this if you give me as many slate pencils as I can handle.
Correct. You are my supplier. And she says, I don't work for free. Remember, she has a grown.
I don't work for. I'm old enough to know I need compensation or something.
For my pay, for my work. And he's like, "Oh, you're hilarious! Ha 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 ha!" And she's like, "No,
I'm serious." No. And he's like, "Oh, that's all you want?"
Yeah,
that's all I want. So they shake on it, which is adorable as can be, because he's like, "Yeah." He hands her the abacus, and he's like, "All right, well, this is here you go." And he hands her the slate. Or wait, no, he doesn't hand her the slate. She's like, he hands her the papers in the abacus, and she's like, I don't need this.
Yeah. And he's like, so how are you going to figure out these numbers without the abacus?
Like, I'm just going to write them out.
She's going to write it, of course. Like, she knows the numbers. She's a grown up. So she calculates everything by hand and ends up, like, when he goes back to, double check her work, he's like, yo,
you can really do this.
Yeah, you were able to figure out these calculations without the abacus. I
appreciate you.
Whoa, you're a boss.
Dad comes and picks her up.
Mom. mom and sister when they get done picking the pyro. Yeah.
They come home, and then the next day starts where she's like, all right, I had the boys in the spring, because we finally recall the fact that she did say she was going to make papyrus.
Right.
So she had them get the weeds, or not the weeds, but
it's grass.
It's grass, basically.
Yeah.
She has them go and get that, so that way she can start. And so she's sitting there and she's trying to figure out how to do it. She's like, okay, well, this is the part that I was supposed to do. And she spent 3 days.
3 days.
Now, why 3 days trying to get this together, all while Turi is making baskets.
Turi is making baskets.
And her mom is sewing things because she's a seamstress.
Did I say a skilled seamstress? Or
I think she's like a master seamstress.
Yeah, something like that. And then we learn about the society and how at the age of 7,
you're baptized.
And after you're baptized, you're able to start working your trade, whatever your trade is going to be.
You get to get an apprenticeship.
Right.
So, whatever it is, but you have to be recommended by an adult.
Right. You can't just go up to somebody and say, I want to work with you. Another adult has to vouch for you and say, yeah, this 7-year-old is fully capable of doing this job. So Turi is pretty much she's getting ready to be baptized. She's turning 7 the next when winter's over. Yeah. When winter is over, she'll be 7. And so she's trying to figure out what her apprenticeship is going to be in. So right now she's making baskets.
And so as they're looking at mine, they're like, well, what do you think you want to do? I want to make books. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about. She's like, well, maybe you can be a basket weaver and you could try and do this. So she spent 3 days. She gets frustrated. She's like, all right, you failed me, Egypt.
Because she has woven these grass strands together and has gotten nowhere. It is the tiniest square of would-be paper. She can't even write. There's nothing. She's frustrated.
And see, what I thought was going to happen is that Turi was going to teach her how to, weave, and then she'd be like, oh, so that's how I'm supposed to do it.
Correct.
But what actually happened,
her mom is like, you need to find a trade. We need to get you to work and to do something. You're not just going to sit here. Do you want to sew?
She's like,
what are you going to do with your life?
She's like, well, no, you don't have to sew. You can make baskets with Turi. She was like, Turi's like, all right, I'm going to teach you how. And she's like, no, it's fine. I already know how. And then she just goes and makes this elaborate Prada.
It is the most beautiful basket ever. Her sister has been sitting there working on her. Turi's baskets are the most primitive, I
made it kind of thing. Yeah. But she was.
But mine is her basket is a work of art, and she does it quickly, which causes Turi to disintegrate
and be like, wait.
She's like, wait, she's
I'm
5.
the big sister. Yeah. I'm supposed to be showing you how to do these things. And she's like, hey, I forget dad or mom fixes it. But I forget what she says to fix it. But it was really cute because it's just like, yeah, I can understand that. Like a 5-year-old coming in and being able to do everything that I've been working to do at a much better rate, which shows herself to be, because that for them is their level of achievement. That's right. Their advancement.
It is you need a trade, and we have to get you on the right track to completing your trade. However we can get you, we're going to get you on track to have a trade and be able to work in our world and in our culture and in our society. This is what's common to them. So, as a way to thank Turi for all of her help with getting the papyrus stuff together, even though it ultimately ends up not working, she's like, I need to do something nice for her. So
they begin to talk about, okay, so for your baptism, I've sewn you this dress.
Right. Her mom pulls out a beautiful dress.
Really nice. And then she says, okay, well, I just need to go get some hair stuff, some accessories for my hair, because I want to be able to do my hair. I'm going to go get some stuff. And she's like, well, I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll make it for you.
So she asks her dad.
You know,
well, she realizes that all the things she wants to do for her, she does not have the tools currently.
Correct.
She was like, they don't crochet. They don't do these things here. They don't have the things I need. Dad, can you make me a needle with a small hook, about this big? Please. I'll love you for it. And at this point, he's like, yeah. Because when she came to ask him, he was still sulking.
He was still upset that she was like, Otto and her have this bond. He doesn't understand it. But now he's like, oh, you need me? You need your daddy?
Because they can't read or write either. A lot of them.
Her dad can write barely.
Yeah, like he can write his name.
He can write the name of his soldiers.
Yeah, and he said that's all I need.
That's all he needed. And so Otto it's a pride thing too. Like Otto can teach you all these things that I don't know. And so when she comes to her daddy needing help and she turns it on, you can tell like she's
already knows, he's still sulking.
Oh, daddy.
Ski. I love you. So he makes her the hook. She makes her all these beautiful things. Her hair looks amazing.
It looks great because mine has come up with this shampoo.
Yep.
Nobody else really binds their hair back like she does. The other women wear scarves, and she likes to be fashionable because she's not from this world. So her idea of making this hair ornament is like above and beyond anything anybody has ever seen. So Tori typically wears her hair in a braid. Her hair is down, it's flowing, it's long. She's got these beautiful flowers. Her dad actually constructs like the whole hair ornament. Like it's not just the knitting. He creates the whole structure of the hair ornament to be put together. And
her mom like slides in and I was like, oh, okay, I got this.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah, her mom learns how to knit as well because she's a master seamstress. Like she picks up on it quickly. So together they create this beautiful hair ornament for her sister. Tori tries on her dress and her hair ornament, and her dad.
It's like, my girl.
He's overcome. He's like, Tori, you're so big and beautiful, and mine, you're so smart. And
she also cooks dinner for them this episode. Does she cook for them?
That's next episode.
Okay.
Yeah, that's next episode. So he is just overwhelmed. He has come from, I think she really loves Otto and she thinks he's the moon, to, look at my daughters. And I told Icarus, I was like, I'm getting a little in my feelings over here. Because this is the sweetest thing, like his love for them. Like he had tears in his eyes. He's like, I love my babies. Like y'all are growing up. Yeah. And they love me. Person. And then the mom is in the background like, family stuff makes my heart melt. It was a great episode.
I think that was...
That's the events of winter. Episode? Yeah, that's the events of winter. That's how winter ended with them.
She also got the next idea that she's not going to do papyrus, but she's going to do clay tablets.
Yeah, she came up with clay tablets because, as we saw in this episode, her papyrus skills failed her. That's not her. Yeah, that's not her goal. But she is committed to making this book, to writing. We can't forget her love and her passion for the written word. She wants to see books, and poverty is holding her down. So she is determined to find a way to make books a reality for her in this world.
Was there anything in this episode that I don't think there was too much that would have been hard for you to pick up on.
In this episode, I think we both are really learning about their society and what their culture is.
Oh man, like good. I'm telling you, like it's one of those things to where I be wondering how my grandma made it.
I do too. I mean, just watching her journey, it really, really makes me think about how life is so different for me. Like life is so different for me.
I could never have consistently used an outhouse with the knowledge I have. With the knowledge I have now.
With the knowledge you have now, but if that's all you got, if that's
all you get, like
I'm talking about if you go back in time, you're going to have to use it.
Yeah, you are, but I'm just saying.
That's not a choice. It's not even a choice. I'm just saying
in my head, like I'm thinking.
And they don't even use outhouses in mine's world. They throw their poop and stuff out the window.
Yeah.
They do. They just take it, throw it out.
No, not even like a train bite.
No. Well, they use chamber pots, honey, and they throw it out the window. They live on like
I
the
forgot about
floor.
that. That was in episode 1.
Yeah, in episode 1. Yeah. I'm like, because in episode 1, you don't know that they're not on the ground floor. I'm thinking it's just hitting the ground outside.
Well, I'm just thinking it's a house.
Yeah.
That they have a house. Because if initially you think, oh, okay, not like they're in this city where they live like in a town house. Like it's primitive enough.
It's primitive, but they do have elevated
or modern enough, I guess.
It's modern enough in that they do have elevated buildings, but it's very primitive.
It was strange.
But so yeah, it was strange. I think we're both just learning a lot about their world, not necessarily about anime in particular in this episode.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Because there's not so much, but you're kind of, it's immersed in the sense that this is where I want most people to be, which is you're watching it to watch it. Like you're not thinking about other aspects of it. You can see that there are some tropes that are there, but it's not as blatant. It's literally, like you said, about the story, and you're able to enjoy that.
Is it this episode where they talk about the Shogun? Or did she talk about, I think she talked about that in the past episode when she was talking about the love that Faye felt for
Oh, we forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
That was in episode
2.
But she talks about their love for each other and how it's like a shoujo.
Oh,
manga.
shoujo. You see, I said I called it a shogun.
Yeah, because that took me on a whole nother. But shoujo, like I was telling you in our episode that has come out by now, y'all have already listened to it, which is Teach Me Senpai tutor sessions.
Okay.
Where we just talk about anime in a way of like in general, so that way you can understand different genres or any questions that are like easy for me but might be more complicated for others. But she says shoujo manga because shoujo would be for girls, so that's why she says shoujo.
Okay.
Because he would have been the hero, the person that
saved the day.
Well, that she's going for it. You know, it would have been like that would have been. Turi would have been the main character, but it would have been geared towards girls. Like this would have been the guy interest, the love interest. Gotcha. It would have been, it's the Dawson's Creek or Girlfriends or I'm trying to think here. What would you have watched that's in this realm? I mean, it's not Insecure-ish in that way, but it's more Moesha.
Okay.
That's what it would have been. That's what I'm trying to think. Like Moesha would be like it would have been a shoujo.
Great.
Well, yeah, but like the entire show because it's focused around her.
Moesha. Oh no, that's Maisha. Okay, keep going.
But anyway, that was that episode. It was really simple, and I'm really
I love that episode. It gave me all the heart feels. It was great, and I was glad to dig deeper into their world and what real life is for them. And
it feels very down. Like it doesn't. Like a lot of these can sometimes feel overpowered. Like the things she's doing are not like the most advanced things in the world. They're literally just simple things that they probably would have come to at some point. It's just she's pushing them there a little. Like, yeah, I can braid. Yeah, cooking things together. Like, if you don't know, you don't know, because the first thing would have been like, okay, what is this fruit? They would have like been trying to do stuff with it. They might have tried to like bite it or something, but like, that doesn't work.
Right.
And then like cut into it and be like, oh, but this works. This must be what I'm supposed to do. Not knowing how to use all of it the same way that they know how to break down the pig. They know that this is meat and we can use every part of this. So that dynamic of things was also kind of interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was cute when the dad came home from work and he got to taste the Peru cakes and was like, this is pretty good. Good job, little mine. Yeah, that was fun.
My girls.
My girls. He loves his girls. It was really, really sweet to see.
But yeah, y'all know the deal. We on the Twitter. Gray area.
Gray
Gray area anime. 1 on Twitter, Instagram at Gray Area Anime. Our email is grayareaanime@gmail.com, and the Facebook is Gray Area Anime. Make sure you like and subscribe to all the things. Shoot us your comments. Tell us some questions that you have that I can answer for you, and we will see you guys on the next one. Peace.